Good morning. Finally a little bit cooler. Out for my morning walk. I didn't go yesterday and I had not the best day. I was feeling irritable and frustrated and not really working very efficiently or effectively. And then I realised it was because I hadn't been for my walk. Had a bit of a sudden change of routine yesterday. My youngest daughter wasn't in school. A friend's son was staying, who still needed taking to some work experience that he's doing. And for some reason, my walk just sort of slipped my mind, really. But anyway, I wanted to just come on today and talk about overwhelm. So yesterday I did a post that's a bit sort of reverse psychology. There's quite a lot of stigma that goes with time management and planning. People think that it's boring and rigid and puts you in a box, and it's actually the complete opposite. Having structure and a plan that works for you can be one of the most freeing things that you can do for yourself. And freeing and enjoyment are words that I hear often as we work through the process with my clients, and they start to see the benefits of that plan. So the first line that I put on the post was, you know, if you think it's just about time management and productivity, you're missing the point. It's about overwhelm, that sort of sweeping feeling that just comes over you like a wave. Now I put this first because for me that's the biggest sign that something isn't right, that I've either fallen off the wagon of my plan for, you know, an extended period of time, or that the plan needs realigning and sort of reworking a little bit. Now when I talk about this wave of overwhelm, it's literally like, vroom, I can't cope. I can't do this. I just can't cope anymore. I can't do this. And this can, for me, it's often like I go for a wee and I just sit down and think, oh my God, I can't do this. I can't function like this anymore. Now I know that I have my lupus to sort of take into account, but I think, you know, external factors are quite prevalent for most women of a certain age, and you know, I'm sure I'm not alone in this feeling that comes from time to time. And for me, I know now that if I feel like that, I know what action I need to take, and it's a relatively quick fix. But prior to having a plan that worked for real life, I would just feel like that more and more often, because added to the overwhelm is the feeling of like failure, underachieving. You know, why can't I be more disciplined? And you start putting all of these labels onto yourself, and also thinking that perhaps other people are putting labels onto you as well, which was a big reason for me choosing the no labels as the name of my methodology. So anyway, yes, I think there's a lot to be said for having a plan. I think if you know what you're supposed to be doing, when you're supposed to be doing it, and in some cases how you're going to do that, it takes away so much of the mental overload. It takes away the second guessing. All the decisions are there for you. So when you have a moment of overwhelm, you can ground yourself, take yourself back to the plan. What am I supposed to be doing? How am I supposed to be doing that? I mean, this is linked to sort of time blocks and plans within the plan, as I like to call it. So a plan within the time block, to to make sure that you do what you're supposed to be doing. And all of these tools combined together just ground you, get rid of that feeling of overwhelm. And to be honest, it's also a marker, because if you sit down and look at your plan, you may also think, God, this is why it's not working anymore. Something's changed on a Wednesday, so of course I can't do that on a Wednesday anymore, or some obvious things that might just suddenly stare you in the face when you actually take that moment to return to your plan. A plan is kind of a place of safety for me. Now, I know that not everybody will understand that, but I think once you've started living life to a plan that works for your realistic life, it really just becomes a bit of a safety blanket for you. It's a help, it's a crutch that carries you through the harder times. It's a tool that gives you the freedom to have the good times, and it just brings everything back to living life on your terms and being able to take enjoyment from life, enjoyment from the success that you've created for yourself. Because if you can't enjoy things, then what's the point in all the hard work? So my thoughts for the day: if you need any help thinking about the ideal plan, if you would like to talk more about the flexibility of time blocks rather than assuming that time blocks equal rigidity, if that's the word, then do just send me a message, send me an email, just raise your hand, let me know that you'd like to learn more, and we can talk all that through, and I can try and persuade you, can bring you into team planner or team I love a plan, however you want to call yourselves. I think you have the people out there that love a plan, you have the people out there that resist a plan, you have the people out there that know a plan is necessary even if they're not a big fan of it. But either way, I'm a firm believer that plans bring you all the things that you want in life. So bye for now.